How's it going, everybody? It's Blaine here with Solo YGO. I am here doing a Mikanko deck profile. Mine's a little bit different from some of the ones that have been topping events, but this is basically the same one I run on Master Duel. Couple changes, no Max C, because TCG doesn't allow that one, but let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the main deck. First thing, I run 2 copies of Ohime, the Manifested Mikanko. She on her own, she is a great starter for the deck. She can, basically once per turn, you can add a Mikanko card, any Mikanko card from deck to hand except for Ohime, and then discard a card. While she's on the field, she can also quick effect equip one equip spell to any monster on the field, as long as it's an appropriate target. That could be good. Say you have like a Snatch Steal in Graveyard. You can equip that on a quick effect to an opponent's monster during their turn. It's a great one. Also, she's got a better niche than the others do. She just automatically can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, and then the opponents automatically take battle damage involving battles with her, which is a little bit better than the main deck monsters that are the level 3s. But she's rarely on the field. She's more one of those cards you want in your hand at all times. Next up, I run 2 copies of Hu Li. As you can tell, she's a psychic that'll come into play with another card I run in the deck. While she's equipped, she can't be destroyed by battle. It's just the Mikanko thing for the level 3s. They can't be destroyed by battle while they're equipped with an equip spell. When she's on the field and there is an equip spell on the field, Mikanko cards cannot be targeted, so it's very good all-around protection. And then also, if she becomes equipped with a card, she can add a Mikanko trap from deck to hand. Next, I run 2 copies of Nini. I don't really put her on the field as often. She doesn't really add anything to hand. She has that normal Mikanko thing. While she's equipped, she can't be destroyed by battle. The opponents take the battle damage. But while she's equipped, during the opponent's turn, you can quick effect target a face-up monster they control and take control of it till the end of the turn. So you could slow down their combos, all that good stuff. She's also a spellcaster, so if you really wanted, you could run a Secret Village of Spellcasters. Then I run 2 Hares. In a way, if you got her and another spell, it's just a good way for a good starting play right there. Basically, she got the regular Mikanko thing, but if she's equipped with an equip spell, she can add another Mikanko equip spell from deck to hand. They're all hard OPT with their effects. Next up, I got my non-deck typed Mikanko monsters. Run 2 Jizakirus, or Thunder Kings actually. It really doesn't matter. I just chose the biggest ones. This deck can and does OTK. These guys help play a big part of it. There are times actually where I'll hit them with a Kaiju twice because I'll Kaiju them, then equip him with the Water Airbreast, by far one of the best equip spells of all time. And then Kaiju them again, gets rid of problematic cards and such. And he's just a big body, because the way the Mikankos work, you want the opponents to have big bodies. Run 2 Lava Golems. Once again, big body. This deck doesn't always special summon, but it has the capabilities to. Plus, he deals that burn damage, and he can take out 2 monsters instead of just 1. Currently, only 1 Kurikara Div Incarnate. An amazing hand trap, the new Nibiru, during your turn to just board wipe all the opponent's monsters that activated their effects this turn, gets a big body and special summons a monster at the end of your turn from the opponent's graveyard, and it doesn't negate their effects. Kashtira players hate this card. Anybody with a lot of on-field interaction that doesn't leave the field hates this card. She's amazing. I want to get a couple more, but she's currently pricey. Nibiru, decks that like to special summon a lot, or normal summon a lot, just hate Nibiru. Ghost Ogre, she's good. She's a good hand trap all around. Also a E-Telly target. 2 Ash Blossoms. We know what she do. We know she's good at it. Now, the hand trap that's a surprise to many people, but I threw in this deck because of the way I have it built, Ghost Reaper. Now, this deck doesn't go into the extra deck all that often, and she could just, usually when the opponent special summons their first thing, you can determine around what they're playing or what they might have in there, so you can just take out targets. I'll show you guys those targets in the extra deck in a little bit. Now it's on to the spell cards. There's quite a few. It's an equip spell deck, kind of like Infernobles, but cooler. Starting off, got the field spell, Heavenly Gate. I only run one of them. It's not a detrimental thing. It's not an archetype that just requires it. It is nice to have on the field. So basically, while it's on the field, while I control a monster that is equipped with an equip spell, all monsters the opponents control that can attack must attack monsters equipped with an equip spell. Plays into the strategy. They basically have to kill themselves. Then, if a Mikanko monsters, the opponent can't activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step, so gets rid of problematic things like a Mirror Force, which doesn't really do anything against this deck, but any other damage step cards, it just kind of negates those. And then at the end of the damage step, if my Mikanko attacked, I can send an equipped spell I control to the grave, and then that monster can make another attack on a monster in a row. That helps with the OTK viabilities. Next, I run one of the ritual spell, Mikanko Kagura. Like I said, Ohime, she doesn't hit the board all that often. A lot of time when she does, it's another spell in this deck. She's not properly ritual summoned, and she ends up back in the hand anyway. It's got the normal ritual thing, must tribute monsters from hand or field, total levels equal exceed. She's level 6, so 6. But it's got a second effect that applies during that time frame too. It's destroy cards the opponent controls up to the number of equipped spells with different names in the graveyard. So it can get pretty hefty. I got 5 different named equipped spells in this deck, or 6. And then inflict 1,000 damage to the opponent for each card destroyed. It can be a surprise game winner. If they're low on life points, have a bunch of stuff that's, not destruction protected, you just win the game with that if you got enough equipped spells in the grave. Next, I run one Purification Dance. It's more of a niche one, basically. So a lot of the Mikanko equipped spells, they got the effect to make it to where whatever monster they're equipped to, except for say one equipped spell, basically make it to where that monster can't be destroyed by card effects. And then this one specifically, if a monster is special summoned to the opponent's field, except during damage step, you could target a monster I control. I can target one I control, and one the opponent controls, return them to hand. It's good for getting rid of special summon things. The other one of spell that's in archetype is Reflection Rondo. This is the one that basically doesn't give the equipped monster protection from destruction, but it's also one, so if it's in the graveyard while Ohime is on field, just quick effect, attach it to something. It's like a Snatch Steal, but in archetype. I take control of the opponent's monster, and if this card or the opponent's monster leave field, the other one goes to the graveyard. So if they destroy this, their monster goes to the grave instead of back to their side of the field. Also, neither player can activate effects of that equipped monster while it's on the field, so it's also good kind of like skill drain for that monster. Next up, 2 Water Arabesques, by far one of the best equipped spells in the game. You can go watch, there's a Dual Logs video on that. It made, I believe, number 10. A lot of the reason why is, 1, it is a form of removal. You can equip this to any monster on the field. Also, it looks like this one, yeah, this is another one that doesn't, actually, yeah, the opponent's equipped monster can't be destroyed by card effects, but yeah, so basically, you special summon a Mikanko with a different name from the equipped monster, and then you equip this to that, and then you can then you return the other card to hand. Reason why it's removal. Another reason why you can kaiju multiple times in a turn. It's also because it becomes equipped to the monster summoning, it will proc your Mikanko's monster effects to add and all that good stuff. Next up, 2 Maya Washidoshiri. It's a crazy name. I probably mispronounced it too. Same effect as the others to make the monster not destroyed by card effect. But on top of that too, this one, if your Mikanko monster, if a Mikanko monster of yours battles, you can, with this one, you can target a card on either field, return it to the hand, so good removal after battle if you want to get rid of problematic cards like field spells, something like that, or if they got a monster that you just don't care about, or if you want to return a monster of yours to hand. Also, while it's in the graveyard and there's another Mikanko monster in the graveyard, you can special summon it and equip this, proccing their equip effect, but that monster is banished when it leaves the field. Then I got 2 fire dances. This one's good. Sometimes people will stall out and they might hit me with an ash and they won't summon anything. So they'll have a monster in grave, and I could special summon a Mikanko from hand or graveyard and then equip it with this, which will proc their effect. And it also negates the effect of the monster special summon from the grave from the opponent's side. It's a good card to have, just a quick, easy special summon of a Mikanko from hand or grave. And then also give something to give damage to the opponents when you decide you want to attack. Next up, the Great Mikanko Ceremony. This one, you can special summon any Mikanko from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions, i.e. the ritual, Ohime. Just bring her out. And then also, but it gets returned to the hand during the opponent's end phase, and then also you can banish it from the graveyard to send a Mikanko card from your deck to the graveyard. So you could set it up, say you're getting ready for a Kagura to do a blowout, play like that, or get a Maya Washidori engrave if you got a Mikanko monster. If you want a Mikanko monster engraved, something like that, just send it to the grave. It's a foolish for the archetype. Next, I run 2 Preparation of Rites. You want Ohime in deck. It also can be a good ash bait. If you draw open up with Ohime, ash bait. Pot of Extrav, I don't really go into the extra deck all that often, so it doesn't matter. I'm drawing 2 cards for price of 6. Not bad. Call by the Grave. Look at that beautiful quarter century secret rare. We know what it do. We know what it's good for. Rhoda, the level 3 fire one. She's a warrior. Just it could also be used as an ash bait because you want to get your Mikanko effects off more. E-Telly, again another ash bait, but also can bring out the Hu Li. And then onto the traps. I got 3 of them. I got an Imperm. And then for in-archetype, Mikanko Rivalry. Basically, if I control a Mikanko monster, I can target a face-up monster on the field and equip it with an equip spell from the deck. So that can be opponent's one to, on a trap effect, equip them with your Reflection Rondo, take control of it, or equip one of my Mikankos with a spell if they don't have one. That way they're in their goodness. It also has a graveyard effect. If a Mikanko card is sent to the graveyard while it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and then target an equip spell in the grave and add it to hand, so you can recur your Reborns and all that stuff. And then the last one, Mikanko Promise. Special summon a Mikanko from hand or deck, and then you can equip it with an equip spell from hand or graveyard that can equip to it. It's good for, say, they board wipe you. Other than this, and you got the cards in grave in hand or whatever, summon that Mikanko, equip it, get its effect off on their turn, and protect yourself a little bit longer. And that's it for the main deck. Let's go on to our extra deck. So, starting off with the extra deck, I run all of the Charmers. This deck has a way to get them all out on field, whether it be via the equip spells and whatnot.
Snatch steal.
Yeah, they're all snatch steals. I mean, my Nini could take it, but not a lot happens with her. But these ones, I got wind, I got light, I got water. Earth usually comes up against Kashtira matchups. Dark comes up against dang well near everything. Lina, I got a light. Ohime's light. And, they can all add stuff. Hida's great because if she gets destroyed, I can add myself, you know, a Kurikara. Next up, a lot of stuff for if I do manage to go link summon crazy or special summon crazy. I got other stuff. A lot of this more hits towards decks I go against a lot. A lot of big topping decks or popular decks that you'll see all the time because they don't want to die. IP Masquerena, any deck that links, she's going to be in it. These are all Reaper targets, also like fodder for the Extrav. Hayate, Unicorn, also like these two here, sometimes I'll go into them, use them. Underworld Goddess, sometimes it's a Reaper target. Most of the time I actually do go into her and it helps a lot in a lot of matchups. Albion, we know what that do. Zeus, Shangri-Ira, Kashtira's, it's not going to be gone for a while. Even though their main boss monster's gone, it's still there. Zeus, getting rid of the problematic cards with the Reaper. And the last two, Baron de Fleur and Kixing Longwan. Honestly, Sword Soul is still popular. It's not going to die anytime soon.
Let's go.
Baron de Fleur, she's just a generic level 10 in everyone's deck. If I got that Reaper and they pop off with it, well, you know, I'm going to hit something. There are a couple of other cards I do consider running in this extra deck for Reaper targets, but it changes as it goes on. And that's the whole profile. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys like, subscribe, share the video. Subscribe or check out the Patreon down below. It helps us do the things we do. What would be a good question for the day? What is your guys' favorite equip spell? Give us the answers down below, and, you know, we'll pick out the things that we want. And like your comments, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching. Out.
Axe of Despair.